that time because Frazier had lost his title to George Foreman in 1974, and this time Ali won the fight on a 12-round decision. Then in 1975, the Thrilla in Manila, the rubber match. Ali had beaten Foreman. He was now the champion. Frazier was the challenger. One of the most sensational fights ever in the history of the heavyweight division. Let's pick up the action in round one as Howard Cosell called the fight.
We're about 30 seconds before the start of the fight. The referee about to give his instructions. A baleful stare from Joe Frazier in the direction of Ali. Ali trying to agitate Frazier, mouthing words at him. The referee is Carlos Padilla Jr. The two judges are both Filipinos, and the fight will be scored on a 5-point must system. We await the bell for round one. In Frazier's corner, a fine manager and trainer, Eddie Futch, whose every action shows concern for his fighter. Angie Dundee, of course, in Ali's corner, together with the familiar retinue. The action begins. Ali in cover-up position. Flicking that left. He'll always be looking for Frazier's head, which has been an open target in the past two fights between the two. Ali not on his toes, moving flat-footedly. Let's see if Frazier does what he did in the second fight against Ali. Lag the back foot behind him as he seeks to cut the ring off and prevent Ali movement. Ali scoring quickly with a couple of lefts. No dancing by Ali thus far, just measuring Frazier off with the left. Ali against the ropes and quickly away from them. Frazier's style familiar to you all. Aggressive, always pursuing. That right got in there by Ali. Remember, one of Ali's best weapons, he's shown it time and again, is the right lead. It comes in unexpectedly. That one missed. And he does good damage with a right lead. He first manifested that in the Mildenberger fight in September of '66 in Frankfurt. Ali's left getting in there. Joe hasn't really connected thus far in the bout. Round one. We've got about a minute 20 left in the round. Quickly, Ali scores with a combination of Frazier's head. Frazier missing. Frazier's best weapon, that explosive left hook. Ali covering up against the ropes. It's not the rope-a-dope yet. 45 seconds left in this, the first round. The two most familiar fighters in the world meeting for the third time, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Now scoring against Joe Frazier. He has hurt Joe Frazier in the first round. We approach the end of round one. Ali, a good round.
Muhammad Ali continued to dominate the first third of the fight, using primarily his left jab, distracting Frazier with it. Joe was not able to penetrate with anything other than occasional body blows until the fifth round, when he began to measure Ali, began to pin him in the corners. Let's pick up the action in round six.
The bell for round six. The action resumes. Dominant in the early going, Ali was. In the last round, Frazier showed signs of coming on. Always the aggressor. A good left hook by Joe Frazier. Quickly, Ali covers up. That left got through, and that's the Joe Frazier that the fans always look for. That's what Ali has to be careful about. Oh, another good left by Joe Frazier. Quickly, Joe changes the nature of this fight here in the sixth round. where Ali had been outboxing Joe steadily, consistently. Joe pours all over Ali. He's landed 2 strong left hooks in this round. Nobody knows Frazier's stamina better than Muhammad Ali. Ali trying to keep Joe away, using the left jab for that purpose. Ali has fought a flat-footed fight thus far. We haven't seen that old steady circling to the left, occasionally reversing to the right. In the early rounds, his boxing skills were sufficient, but Joe is all over him this round. And those blows hurt. Good left to the midsection, a right to the chest, another left hook to the right jaw of Ali. The jaw that was once swollen so terribly after the first fight by Frazier's succession of left hooks. This is the Joe Frazier that the people know. Here in the 6th round, Joe in charge from the beginning. That very first left hook he landed has produced a new caution in Ali. Now on his toes, briefly, Ali. Holding on. Frazier in pursuit. That left hook did not hit. But Ali is aware of it, even when it misses. Ali trying to keep him away with that left. Solidly, Joe Frazier's round thus far. A distinctly different turn of events in this, the 6th round. Joe, hunched over. Less than 30 seconds left in the 6th round. All Joe Frazier's round. Ali trying to cover against the ropes. Ali holding Frazier behind the head. Padilla quickly taking his gloves off of Frazier's neck. Ali has landed virtually nothing in this round.
To continue to dominate the fight in round 7 as Ali looked very, very tired. Muhammad pulled himself together in round 8, jab much better, won that round, but round 9, Joe Frazier swung back into control, continued to pursue relentlessly, digging especially the body. Ali looked very, very tired. At the end of round 9, Muhammad Ali was ahead by a single point on all 3 scorecards, but all the momentum of the fight was going to Joe Frazier. Let's pick up the action in round 10.
The bell for the 10th round. Ali walking out flat-footedly. Frazier quickly across, moving after him. Frazier doing well in the middle rounds after Ali had cleaned up in the early rounds. Frazier still after Ali. At this point in the fight, the key questions become stamina and strength. Two interrelated, of course. Ali trying to take the lead, but not effectively. He's back against the ropes. For the last 2 rounds, Frazier has been all over. But Joe is yet to connect with the one clean blow. Joe in there with 2 lefts. Ali trying to cover up. Ali pushing him off. Joe hunched over, in after, the familiar Frazier style. Ali with 2 right leads. 1 got in. Ali threw about 6 punches, only 2 of which landed. He's not connecting the way he did earlier. At least not now. Carlos Padilla Jr., the referee, I think has done a good job in controlling this fight. Once he warned Ali about holding, once he warned Frazier about hitting low. Frazier, of course, has made Ali's stomach a target here in the middle rounds. Less than a minute to go in this, the 10th round. And Ali seems a weary fighter. The punches, when thrown, lack snap. Frazier, on his own part, clearly the aggressor, clearly in charge of the round, but not able to get through the clean punch that he'd like to throw to finish it. Look at Ali, bent over. Little offensive movement. Covering. Two punches Ali threw were both over the head of Frazier. The accuracy, the briskness, the sharpness, not there. Less than 10 seconds in the 10th round. A Frazier round.
At the end of that 10th round, Muhammad Ali went back to his corner and complained that he did not know how much longer he could continue. He was dead tired. But in round 11, he pulled himself together. He came out dancing on his toes, used the jab, dominated the 11th round, dominated the 12th round. And by this time, the swelling around Joe Frazier's eyes, caused by that left jab in his face from the opening bell of the fight, had really begun to close his eyes. And that was the critical factor in the fight as we rejoin the action in round 13.
The bell for round 13. To put this fight in perspective, Ali was dominating in the early rounds. Frazier came on some in the middle rounds. At the end of the 10th round, Ali looked about finished on his stool. Drew from somewhere, some reserve in the 11th, began to score again and clearly won the 12th. Joe Frazier's left eye is a mess. No other way to put it. Joe after him, desperate for the knockout. It's been another grueling, bruising struggle between the two. Each man giving everything, in some ways reminiscent of the classic first fight in March of '71. Each man a lot older than them. There's Ali actually moving on the toes again. You saw the right lead as Frazier came into him, exposed for that right lead. Joe tried to come back. Ali covered rather well at this stage of the game. There's Ali actually showing. And the mouthpiece went from the right lead. The mouthpiece went. You saw it fly out. Ali is now really giving it to Frazier. Frazier's in trouble. It's hard to believe that Ali could get this much back in the way of punching power this late in the fight. And he seems so helpless at the end of the 10th round. Now it's Joe Frazier, went in at Ali and held on. A tired Joe Frazier, a suddenly alive Ali. Ali raking him with blows to the head. Joe coming back to the midsection, but Ali covered. I don't think in the 20 years that I've been covering fights, I've ever seen a more courageous fighter than Joe Frazier, taking blow after blow right there. The word for the man is indomitable. Less than a minute left in the 13th round with Ali punishing Frazier. Already the mouthpiece is gone. He has staggered Frazier. There he slips between the ropes after delivering a succession of blows. Overwhelmingly, Ali's round. Overwhelmingly. The crowd perhaps sensing a finish. D again at Ali's gloves behind Frazier's neck. Ali revivified. From where? No one could tell. Not after the 10th round. Joe got in a left and a right there. Ali holding and covering. Padilla again at the gloves. Less than 10 seconds in the 13th round. Oh, Joe's left eye. A terrible sight. Now in slow motion, let's look at the blow that took the mouthpiece out. There's the right, and there went the mouthpiece. Blood all over Frazier's mouth. Another right lead, then the left. Joe clearly in trouble. Highlights of the 13th round. Another right that snapped Frazier's head. Look at Frazier over in his corner. having trouble. You see the left eye. Watch the blood come out of the mouth. We talked about it. Oh. Ali in his corner, the bell for the 14th round. Frazier still steadfastly coming out at Ali. But Frazier himself holding on when he gets close. Quickly, Ali with that right lead. That's been such a force all night in this fight. All morning, I should say. Started at 10:40 a.m. Joe trying to get at Ali. But now, with the vision impaired, with the mouth filled with blood, the breathing more difficult, Joe Frazier not able to really get at him. Both fighters tired, but look at Ali. You wonder where he gets it. Moving on the toes now. Joe trying to get at Ali. Ali covering. Ali scoring again to the face. This has been a stalwart performance by Joe Frazier, and an astonishing performance, I think, by Ali. Ali scoring again to the Frazier face. Joe trying to come back with the left, but Ali covering. Ali face a sitting duck by way of a target for Ali. And Joe is clearly having trouble with his vision. Less than a minute left in the 14th round, and Ali is giving it to him again. And Joe can't answer back. His swings are wild. Ali in total command. You see it there. It's repetitious now. Crowd sensing again, as they did in the 13th round, the kill. The noise tremendous. Ali careful, working the opponent over. Look at that. Left and then the right. Ali holding on. Padilla quickly on that left glove again. Less than 10 seconds in an overwhelming round for Muhammad Ali. But Frazier still on his feet. Still on his feet. Ali to his corner. Frazier to his corner. Ali tired, but clearly in command of this fight. Eddie Futch leaning over his fighter. Look at Frazier's eyes. Frazier saying no. First saying, I can't see. I can't see. That's what he told Eddie Futch. Futch over him. Futch doesn't want the fighter to go on, telling the referee. Joe Frazier is in his corner, on the stool. Look at Ali getting ready to go out. Now he realizes Frazier will not come out. Muhammad Ali is still the heavyweight champion of the world. Joe Frazier's gloves being cut, slid open, taken off. Frazier, an indomitable warrior who could not make it for the 15th round. Ali, fatigued, but still the heavyweight champion of the world. What a fight!
Truly one of the great fights of all time.